Hi, good evening, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. Lucy Basso, my battery's gonna die. It is 8:41 right now. Hi, I gotta charge my phone. Just noticed that. I should have noticed that before I went on live. I'm going on here. Hi, Teresa. I'm going on here because I want to do a bit of a longer video for you guys. I know I didn't do a weekly reading. It's been a very busy week. It's going to continue to just get busier. But thanks everyone for logging in. Just really quickly, and I didn't pull any cards for this, but the theme, I usually kind of know what the theme of each week is going to look like based on the clientele that I have and how I'm feeling and my communication with my spiritual crew. So the one thing this week in terms of picking up intuitively is I'm hearing that a lot of us need to start listening to our own gut, our own guidance, our own intuition, and the angels are really guiding me to just come on here today and just say, hey guys, you really need to start like listening to your intuition. Yes, it's great. It's great that I can help people and they come to me for advice and I'm able to give them advice, but I do teach, and one of the things I do teach everybody, my students and clients and whatnot, is really listen to your own intuition. Listen to what your body's telling you. And I always say this, that your body is a barometer of truth. And so your body will tell you if you're walking in a room and you're sensing, if the mood of the room, how the energy is, your body will tell you, if that food that someone was preparing is probably going to make you feel better or worse. It's crazy, but believe it, guys, we're all energetic beings, and our bodies will tell us how we're feeling, just like that. And so my spiritual crew wanted me to come on here right now and to tell everybody that this week and moving forward in your life is about, a lot of you coming on, awesome, is about like really listening to your intuition, following what your gut is saying. If you keep getting repetitive messages, it is important that, you've probably put it out there somehow where, is this true? Is this accurate? Is what I'm feeling accurate? And then you start getting repetitive messages. That is your spiritual crew trying to say, like, knock, knock, hello, you've asked us, it's here. So when you start to ignore it, it's not that they get angry with you. It is, they may get a little bit frustrated where, like, man, this girl or this guy isn't listening. And so what I just want to remind everybody is, our intuition is going to be actually amping up, and they're showing me it's going to be amping up this week and then moving forward. So what also that means is our sensitivity is going to get stronger. And for those who are already naturally an empath like myself, you feel things already. So when I'm connecting with spirit, I feel their pain, I feel their sadness, I feel their happiness, I feel their grief, anger, all of that. And then I feel my clients' stuff on top of that. And so yes, it's a gift, but being an empath, it can be a little bit overwhelming. So if you're going to become more sensitive, and you're listening to your intuition, it is important that you start honoring and protecting your auric field, okay, your energy. And some of the ways that you can do that is through, obviously, meditation, praying. I pray every day. I pray regularly and every day. Yoga's good to keep you grounded. Some people have to exercise to clear, like regularly exercising. I need to be outside, so there are some people that need to be outdoors, need to be in the sunlight, fresh air. Some people need to be doing like some grounding meditations. Those are really good if you can find a grounding meditation. I'm actually going to put up, I believe, a quick, maybe 2-minute grounding meditation that you can do on my YouTube channel, Lucy Basso. I've created my YouTube channel, Lucy Basso, so that I can educate more people. Now, I'm busy. You guys know I'm like, for anyone who's trying to get an appointment with me right now, I'm just taking people on a cancellation list, wait list for 2019. So I'm putting these videos up there because a lot of you guys have questions, and I get these questions often and regular in my readings. So I'm like, you know, instead of me having to repeat how to do a house blessing or how to do a grounding meditation, I wanted to make it available to you guys so that you can see it. So, and you know, want to be able to help back because a lot of you have been awesome and been referring me, and I really, really am appreciative of it. So, Sandy just wrote here, what is a good prayer? It really, any prayer I believe is good as long as the intention and your faith is strong with it. As long as you can have somewhat of a belief that you know, whatever you're praying for or praying to or however you're praying. I always like to pray with the intent of like the faith is helping me. My faith is helping me already. So when I ask God, the angels, my spiritual crew for help, I actually like say my prayer and then I thank them for helping me with this situation. I don't know if a lot of you probably heard me say this already, but I do recommend you do something like that's called a God box. A God box is, and I carry them at my unit, but I'm not, I tell you guys all the time, but I'm not open to the public. I'm only open when I'm back to back with clients or when I do classes or events. But I carry these little angel boxes. And you can use your own jewelry box, like a little wooden box or whatever, and you can put your intentions on there, what your prayers are, what you need help and guidance. I have one actually by my nightstand, a really cute one I got from my work, and I wrote a full list. There's so many people I'm regularly praying for, including my own family, and I write on there everything. But when I write, I say, thank you for helping this person. Thank you for guiding me. Thank you for, you know, helping me with my health. Thank you for whatever is abundance, for providing abundance or enough abundance for my family. When I do a God box, and I will put this back up, I'll put live up so that you guys can go to it after, at least within 24 hours. And then every day I touch my God box or I just look at it and I feel like love, so much love coming from my heart. And I really affirm that they're helping me. And, you know, sometimes we humans are used to having things immediate and right away, and when we want something it needs to be now, and I've always said this, like, you know, it doesn't always work with that in the spiritual part, and that being because things have to happen in divine timing. We are all connected. We're a puzzle connected in one, and sometimes part of the puzzle is being put together in one area and the other puzzle is being put together in another area, and then eventually they kind of like have to come together in order for that piece to connect and for the puzzle to be complete. And so when we are like wanting our puzzle to be complete here and we're waiting, other things have to happen. And so we're also being taught at that moment to have patience, to trust, to have faith, to believe. And you know, it's very easy to lose faith when things aren't going in our direction. Thank you so much for the hearts. Oh, I feel so loved. Thank you. But I just want to tell you guys that, you know, we really have to listen to our intuition. We really have to listen to our intuition. Our spiritual crew is saying that this week it's gonna be amped up. So I didn't pull a card for this one. I'm fairly intuitive, so I don't always need to use cards. I use cards sometimes when I'm hearing something in my head with a client, and their angels or their loved ones are telling me something, and I'm like, I'm not sure. Like, I'm hesitant to tell my client. Then they'll just say, okay, just pull a card. And I'll just pull a card, and then it validates exactly what I just said to the client, or my second guessing. So, you know, I don't always have to pull angel cards. So that is something where the angels kept saying to me this week is about intuition. So that is what I want you guys to understand, that this week is going to be about listening to your intuition. To manifest, to say a good prayer, it is important that you affirm that you kind of have it already. Let's bring the energy a little bit quicker, without fear, without worry, without guilt. Don't try to tell God how to give it to you. Don't tell your faith how to give it to you. Is ask your faith to provide, you know, so that it is. And sometimes too, and I know this is a little bit of a catch-22, but sometimes too, we think this is the best way, this is the best route, and God's laughing up there and saying, girl, you don't know what's in store for you, and you're trying to manifest this. Meanwhile, we have something major and big happening for you, but you really want this? And so sometimes I try to leave my prayers very general, or I say, like, you know, if I know someone's is passing away, okay, for an example, and they're not well, I'm not going to say, and we know like it's closer to time, I'm not going to say, please, let them live so much longer or whatever, because then I may be contributing to the suffering that that person may be having to go through, or the many years of pain the family will have to deal with, and that person themselves. So I just say, God, help them during this period so that the suffering is very minimal, and that they still feel the love and peace within their heart. I try to be very careful with the words I use when I'm praying for something. And like I said, I told you guys I've come from a Catholic background, so I grew up with those prayers and stuff. I'm not like a hardcore Bible thumper. I don't do that. I don't go to church. There are parts of the church that I love, and there are parts of the church that I can't agree with, because I've been there and my guts flaring saying, this is wrong, the priest is wrong, or how can you preach love and fear at the same time, with fear with like we're scaring people. I said that fear comes with control, and God doesn't want to have us in a life where we're controlling humans. That's an ego thing. That's a human thing, is control. So I don't always agree with I've studied a lot of religions. I don't always agree with all religions. So I take what feels good to me and I work with that. Okay, and it's obviously with love and light. That's what I work with. So I want you guys to really, look at if you have a particular prayer or a mantra or an affirmation or just a positive poem that you like to say, that is good for you. If that's what makes you feel good and you're not harming anyone and you're bringing love and light towards people, then that is your thing. Thank you for the hearts. Wow, I feel famous. But I want you guys to know that, God's with you guys. She, they're just asking that you start listening to your intuition a little bit more. My goal when people come and see me, okay, so there's a lot of you guys that have come to see me, and then I'm hearing you've been to other psychic mediums or other psychics or whatever. I'm not saying I'm better or worse than anyone. I'm just saying my role is to teach people how to understand that they can change their lives, that they don't have to become reliant on me. So I'm an educator. I teach you and I give you tips and tools. And then you got to do the work. Just like I've had to do the work. The angels have told me stuff. I'm like, I don't want to do this. This is another, whatever. And lately they've been guiding me to make some major changes, and I'm trying. I am doing it. But I struggle with it too. But if I want to work with them and they're going to want to help me, I have to be receptive to making some changes, whether it be a small one, big ones, many of them. I have to be receptive and I have to try. So if you are going to someone who's connecting to the source and they're giving you suggestions and you're like, it's not what I want to hear. It's not what I want to do. It's too much work. Forget it. I'm going to go to someone else and they're going to tell me what I want to hear. You stop right there. So save your money, save your time, save that person's time as well too, because it is important that if you are going to reach out for guidance and assistance, a good intuitive person working with you will guide you and motivate you to do what you have to do, but they will not try to convince you to keep coming back. Keep being reliant on them, okay? Because the source is within all of us. Anyone can connect. Anyone can tap into it, okay? In different means, right? Some obviously stronger than others. But I just want you guys to know that please understand, become trustworthy of your own guidance, your own intuition. I'm just reading what Kathy wrote. If your gut is pointing to the toxic patterns, what would be your advice on how to break those patterns? So it really depends on, Kathy, the toxic patterns, if it is toxic patterns within yourself or within someone else. I usually, hi Mary, I usually end up like connecting with my client on a personal level, and then I understand a little bit of toxic patterns. The other thing too is I also try to have so I read photos of people living fairly well. It freaks the hell out of my clients, but I'm actually really good at it, where I can connect to. So if someone wants to ask me about somebody who may have a toxic pattern, for example, in their life, and they're like, Lucy, I don't know how to deal with them. Usually they show me a photo and I can read the energy of the photo of that person. I describe the personality. Sometimes I can imitate them like to the T. And then what I usually see and feel, hear, or know is what is the antecedent to this behavior? What has been going on in their life? So we got to focus on what is the antecedent to the behavior of this toxic pattern. What has caused them? So sometimes it could be one like it's a one main thing, and other times it can be just like something from their childhood. Sometimes it could be even, and I know some of you may not be open to this, but I am a big believer in past lives, reincarnation, karma. A lot of times it can be from a previous lifetime that has been carried over because they haven't healed from it from the previous lifetime, so it just keeps getting carried over and over and over, and finally it gets to a point where someone has to say, like, something's got to give, something has to change. And so when you're recognizing, for example, this toxic pattern in your life, and you know there's something wrong but you can't figure out, then that's when I usually recommend a past life regression with a past life regressionist. I am a past life regressionist. I do it as well too. Again, I am fully booked for 2018, just taking down your info for 2019. So if you are interested in past life regression, it is awesome. I love doing past life regressions. I'm starting to book, I got certified this year and I'm starting to book more and more of them. It takes anywhere from about an hour to an hour and a half, 2 hours, where my clients are in like they're either sitting or lying down, and I bring you into like a hypnotic trance into your most relevant past life that will answer your question. For example, toxic patterns in your life. So why am I suffering with all these toxic patterns in my life? Okay. And then we put my client, I'm guiding them through breathing, through talking through them, guiding them. I go through a script, and it's pretty cool because you can see behaviors. So usually brings you back to 3 different past lives, and they all have like a similarity. And the person who's actually experiencing this, their eyes are closed, and a lot of times in their head they're like, oh my god, is this happening? Is this real? Am I actually seeing this? And it's just coming clearly. It may not make sense at that moment, but when we sit and talk and analyze, like, wow, look at the patterns that have been happening, and how is the people in your previous lifetime how are they in this life? Who are they in your lifetime, in this lifetime now? And just by understanding it, and obviously because I work with the angels and I am a Reiki master as well too, sometimes I've had to apply Reiki energy while someone's going through, because it can get emotional. People end up crying. I've seen people's facial expressions change. I've had people change their voice, it's crazy. They're always different. Not one past life regression has been very similar to the other. So it is amazing if anyone is interested. But these are to find out, like, the issues. We have to try to get to know the person, the situations a little bit more. Look at the patterns of maybe other things that were happening in their life. I try not to be judgmental towards people, because you don't know people's shit. Like, I have to be honest with you guys. Everyone's got their stuff. Everyone has secrets. Everyone's got their dirty bag. And I just want to remind everyone that before you place judgment on people, always turn the finger back at yourself and say, how is this benefiting me? How is this helping me? It's easy to judge, I get it, but everyone's got theirs. Unless I'm actually, and it's hard for me, because if someone asks me, why is this person this way? I can get into that and see it, but it's not always what you want to hear. And everybody has something, guys. So just be a little bit kinder towards people who are going through stuff, or maybe even, I know it's hard, people who are rude or mean or angry or judgmental. There's always something lingering behind it. And it may not even have to do with you per se. It's just with that. So I'm just looking. So I'm reading from Angela D. Do you believe in evil eye? I get headaches often, and my mother tells me it's the evil eye. Do you believe in praying to remove the evil eye? Yes. So I grew up. My background's Italian, and that's one of the things. A lot of Italians do believe in it, and Greeks as well too, and even Portuguese as well. maybe more people, and I just those are the most popular that I know of. The evil eye, yes, I'm a big believer in it. I do know I've been taught 2 prayers to do. Um, and I can actually see the evil eye when I'm actually doing Reiki on somebody, or if I'm in a reading with someone, I will hear the word evil eye, or I'll start getting a headache, or I'll start yawning, or I'll start feeling like really off. Sometimes I can see when clients sitting in front of me, I can see darkness, like doing like a peekaboo from behind me, which tells me that there's something that doesn't. It's kind of taunting me, teasing me, and then I'll ask my spiritual crew, "What is that? Like, what's going on?" And sometimes it can be the evil eye, and so I do my prayer right then in the session. It can be very powerful when I do it. It can make my client feel a little bit off. I only do the evil eye removal when in session with a client if I am guided. So please don't contact me and ask me to do any evil eye removal or anything like that, because I won't. I will only do it if in session with a client and my spiritual crew, and I'm connected to their energy, and do that. Or else, because there could be many factors as to why someone has headaches, and whatnot. Not everything is energetic. And so, someone will say to me, "Oh my God, I got the evil eye," and blah, 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 and this and that, and they're freaking out. And then I'm hearing, I'm laughing because I'm hearing low iron. I go, "I think you got low iron, but," and they're like, "Yeah, my doctor said I had low iron." I said, "Okay, well," and they're like, "But I haven't done anything about it." Well, I keep hearing low iron. I'm not a medical doctor. I think you should go get checked again if you haven't got checked recently. Or they'll say like, "Yeah, I know, and I need to take it." I'm like, "Well, I'm not hearing it's evil eye. I'm believing it's something medical that you should check with your medical doctor." And so that is something. Or people will come to me and say, "I have I have a curse, I have a curse." I don't really see curses. I don't. It's very rare. I believe more in sending energetic debris to someone else, or energetic attack to someone else. I can see that. But in terms of evil eye, yes, I have seen it. I have removed it. I've just this week it happened. I had a family in Italy, and I know they're not watching, so I can say, and it's fine because I did it for a family. And they had asked me, their baby wasn't well, and please don't call me and ask me, because I'll only do it through a scheduled reading, okay? But their baby wasn't, there was something off of the baby. They were going to all these hospitals, all these doctors. Nobody could figure out why this baby, the food wasn't able to eat. So and I don't just say to people, "Hey, let me read you, let me help you." They have to like be desperado to be coming to me. And so they've asked me, and I only do it like really late at night because my ego's really sleeping, especially when it comes to family, because then it's your own family, can be judgmental. And so what happened was, I was doing it, and I started doing the evil eye removal, and it was very powerful, and it was hard to remove, and I had to keep doing it over and over, and I started yawning and tearing and coughing and sneezing, and I started getting other messages that they had to do to help with this baby. They took my advice. Within, I heard, couple days, the baby was fine after weeks, and so, do I believe in the evil eye? Yes. I'd like to say it didn't exist. I'd like to say that wasn't something, but this, like, with the suggestions that I gave and removing it, the baby started being better right after. And like I said, I want to say it doesn't, but it does. It does. So, and it's worked for me. I'm a Reiki master, so I can feel people sending me evil eye. I can feel it right now. Somebody's trying to send me the evil eye through the computer. Whatever, someone's judging me, or maybe like, "Oh, look at her, she can go live and she's really good live." That's another good way of sending evil eye to someone, is being like, "I wish I could speak online. I wish I was confident like Lucy," or whatever. That's a way, without doing it maliciously. That's another way to send energy. So I can feel people's energy. I can feel it from all distance, all around. And one of the way I can deal with it is I do either prayer myself, or I'm a Reiki master, so I'll put my hands over my head, one under my neck, and I teach them, doing a class in Reiki in September, so my students will hear about all of this, about removing negative energy. But there are ways to remove negative energy for those who are attuned to Reiki level 1 and 2 and masters and whatnot. So Yes, I do believe in the evil eye. I'm just checking to see if there's anyone else who may have asked some questions. You're a motivator. Thank you. Thank you, Rosie. Yes, I've been told that lately. Wow, you're really good at motivating people. And I'm telling you guys, if you knew me like maybe 10, 15 years ago, I've really had to work hard to become a better person. A lot of you guys know I've lost a lot of weight. I've changed my attitude. The way I look at food is differently. The way I look at like cleaning products is differently. My viewpoints on people is very different now. You gotta, if you're gonna talk the talk, you gotta walk the walk. And I'm not always perfect. You guys know I'm swearing. I have my moments as well too, and I do get frustrated and I can be judgmental and angry. Most times though, I am positive. I'm gonna be honest. I am a motivator. I'm positive. Spirit wants to come to me. They want me to be their messenger. I gotta be on par. I gotta be good. It's just like if you go to a personal trainer, you're not gonna go to a personal trainer that isn't fit and doesn't know health and stuff. They have to walk the walk all the time. It's the same thing. And so, you want to find someone who is going to motivate you. And yeah, I motivate a lot of people. And, like I always say, I may not show that I have a lot of followers, but you better freaking believe I have a lot of clients and I've read a lot of people. And I say that, to let you guys know, like I know my stuff. And so, yeah, so I'm just going to see if there's any other things here. Okay, so I'm just reading if anyone else may have said something. So give me 1 second. So inspirational. Thank you, Lucy. Thank you, Rosie. You're so sweet. Thank you so much. Andy said 100%. Just check and see if what is a good for aura protection. Oh, for aura protection, you want to know a good prayer. Honestly, I'm a big believer in invoking the white light, like so shielding and surrounding yourself in a God's white light daily, and then asking the angels to energetically cut the energetic cords from you and anyone who's like draining your energy regular. So breathing and just releasing, cut the cords. The other thing is like when I see someone who I'm maybe angry with or I'm frustrated with, or if, how you go back in the past and you start reminiscing the past and then this hate or anger comes up. It's coming up sometimes so that it can come up to be released. And so it's what we do at that moment to protect ourselves. So if you are going to fuel yourself with that fear and anger and the energy, then you could be welcoming it and keeping it still within you. And so sometimes people get upset, like, why do I keep thinking about them? Why are they, I just want to get them out of my head. You may have to think about them to release them and to release them with love. And so I always tell my clients, breathe, visualize them, and then I send them love. I release this anger to you, God, with love. I release this pain to you, God, with love. I release this sadness to you, God, with love. Those are ways to like release what's going on with you. So a good prayer for your aura is shielding yourself regularly, sending love to those that you're not really fond of, and love to those that you are fond of as well too. But those are ways to deal with protecting yourself. It's like that evil eye thing that we were just talking about. Is if I'm going to send or be judgmental or be angry with someone else, it's very possible that I'm connecting to that energy and I'm welcoming it as well. That's why you'll hear about the laws of attraction often, or the secret, or whatever. And I am a believer of it. I try not to obsess over it, because people who start following the laws of attraction stuff, they can become a little bit obsessed over it and be like, oh my God, like it's all this negative stuff and I'm attracting it. You gotta just be a nice person, guys. I'm telling you, it is. Be a kind soul. Be a nice person. If you wouldn't want to be treated that way, why the hell would you want to treat someone that way, right? And so that's why I just want to come on here today. It's just, I knew this was going to be a longer rant or a longer talk, and I'm going to save this, and hopefully it doesn't get choppy, because my videos have been friggin' choppy lately, but I'm hoping I do this right. So I'm off of my Wi-Fi, and then I'm not going to put it on, I'm just going to upload it, and so I'm hoping it's okay. But anyways, any last, not doing a reading, just any last questions? No way, stop those bad vibes right in their track. Yeah, I'm just reading your stuff, sorry. I'm sending you good energy, Lucy. Thank you, Sandy. And I'm gonna send it right back to you, sending you good energy. You have the kindest and warmest energy. Thank you, Najis. I love you. Thank you. Yeah, you sure do know your stuff. I know my stuff. I always, guys, I'm always reading. I'm always like learning new stuff. I learn through my clients too, which is freaking amazing. Like sometimes I'll do a reading on someone and I'll be like, what? No. And I'm like, are you sure? And my spiritual crew's telling me this. And I'm like, "Well, okay, I'm everything is possible. Anything and everything's possible." So sometimes when they leave, I'm like looking up online, oh my God, I heard this. Like, for example, tea tree oil, I found out was good to open up your spiritual sight, your third eye, the eye between your eyebrows, okay? That's your spiritual sight. I did a Reiki session with somebody, and their spiritual crew had told me put a little bit of tea tree oil in the third eye, and I'm like, I don't know. I just listen. Whatever they tell me, I just listen. I don't try to. Sometimes my ego can get in the way. I can get in the way and be like, I don't want to do that. I don't know if that's like, but they're like, just do it. So I put a little bit. I did it. And then I looked it up afterwards, and I found out that, I'm constantly looking up and trying to understand things. And then I found out that it does help open up and cleanse your third eye. So I was like, oh, that's pretty amazing. And so I learned something new. And then I use tea tree oil. It's funny because I use tea tree oil on my face for blemishes. And then I just put out like, your posts or whatever saying, it's good. So what I learn, I teach. I teach my clients. I teach those who follow me and stuff like that. And so a lot of stuff that I've learned is through, reading my clients, my own experiences. Like I've had some crazy, honestly, guys, I should write a book of the experiences that, not of my clients, but of like my own experiences, because I get signs every freaking weird, crazy signs all the time. I just did a session with someone and I was talking about, and this happened to me twice before, so this was the second time. I was talking about little feathers, signs of little feathers, and aren't we talking in this little tiny thing? And I'm talking to them and I can see it coming down, and it hit right on my desk. And I said, oh my God, look at this little feather. And they're like, oh my God, and there's crazy stuff that happens all the time. So you want signs, you want to believe, you got to open your heart. Careful of being judgmental to other people. Send love to people, especially when you're frustrated with them, because you don't know what they're going through. You don't know their day. You don't know what's going on with them. When you see people, and I tell you guys, I work with so many beautiful people, and I'm talking like even beautiful inside, outside, physically beautiful, like they're to the T, looking amazing. And sometimes they come in and they have their stuff, like serious stuff that I wouldn't trade for the world. Like I wouldn't trade my struggles for like looking the way that they look, or maybe having as much money as they have. So try not to be judgmental, because when you see someone you think, oh, they got their shit together, or they're so loaded, or you look at them with their happy family, you don't know their story. And a lot of us, we are too judgmental. So I'm going to tell you guys one thing that happened to me, and it freaked the hell out of me. Okay, it was a dream, but I swear to God, it was like a premonition, because I will never get this vision out of my head. And I remember that I was in like looked like a subway, and I was sitting there and my thoughts were just going on, and some guy with he had long hair was sitting up, like he was kind of sitting up on the subway ledge, I don't know, the chair or whatever, and he looks at me and he answered my thoughts in his head. And I said, oh my God, this and I was like panicking. I'm like, this guy's reading my thoughts, like he's legit reading my thoughts. And I felt a very strong connection. He goes, yeah. He goes, I want you to understand that many, many, many years ago, we were once able to read everybody's thoughts. And things have changed. The world has changed. But he had mentioned that moving forward, and I don't think we'll be alive for this, but he says moving forward in the future, people will be able to read each other's thoughts. It already happens now, guys. I'm not even kidding you when I tell you it already happens now, where you get like slight, where I was just talking to somebody about it, like they'll be talking about the same one thing, and then someone else will say the exact same thing, like walk in the room and start talking about it. We're already having these telepathic thoughts. And so, just be mindful of what your thoughts are. I have read people's thoughts in public. I know it's crazy, but I have, where somebody will look at me and I'll hear her say, oh no, in the grocery store, I forgot to get the chickpeas or whatever, and then I'm standing there and I see her walking to get the chickpeas. I'm like, oh, like I'm already like picking up on stuff like this. So no, and even with my daughter, I'd be like, oh man, I'm craving ice cream so freaking bad. In my head, I'm just thinking that my daughter would be like, Mommy, I want ice cream. And I'm like, oh no, like there's a lot of us out there who are energetically, spiritually, and mentally connected. So if you think you can get away with being judgmental all your life, you can't. There's so many highly evolved people out there who will sense you and feel. I walk into a store or a mall and I can tell when someone's intuitive or sees my aura or whatever, because they'll look at me and they will smile and I feel it. I feel and I hear my crew say, my spiritual crew say, oh, they know you, Lucy. Like they know your aura. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. There's a lot of us. So if you guys leave here today thinking about what I'm saying, I'm just going to recap. As some of you came in at different times, this week and moving forward is listen to your intuition. Be nice, be kind to other people. It doesn't take much to be kind. It takes more work to be angry at someone than it is to be kind to people. And spread the love. If you know you learned something and you felt it helped you and you meet someone who's going through something similar, help them. I have probably been through so much shit in my life just so that I can be exposed to, just because I am like the textbook to learn stuff so that I can help so many people that I do. And I have no regrets with all the traumas and pain and suffering, everything, grief that I have been through, guilt. I have zero regrets. And if someone were to throw something into my face saying, do you remember, Lucy, when you did that? I'd be like, good. Because you know how many people have helped because of my mistake? Because I found ways on how to cope and deal with it? Good. So, I'm just letting you guys know, be kind. Don't be judgmental. This week's going to be a good week, but listen to your intuition. It's not going to be as tough as it has. They are saying it's going to be a softer week. Listen to your gut. Trust in yourself. If you keep getting same messages for yourself from other people or whatever, this is your spiritual crew saying, knock, knock. Hello, are you there? Are you listening? You're asking us to help you. We're freaking giving you all these signs and you're not even listening. And then you come and see a psychic like me and I'm like, they're telling me this. You're like, yeah, I know, I've been getting all these signs. So don't come to me. Listen to your intuition. That is what you need to do. Yeah, I get it. You come to me, you want to speak to a medium. I get that part. But you guys are connected to source, just like I am. I'm maybe just a little bit more educated and I know a little bit more stuff, but we're all connected to source. So start listening. All right, guys, have a beautiful evening. I feel like I need to eat something now because I'm hungry. I know I get these late night munchies, but I'm pretty good. I got some healthy snacks and stuff going. So have a blessed evening, everyone. Have a good week. And if you wanted to be on my cancellation wait list, my information is on my Instagram page. You can contact me and I'll just leave it up there, 647-309-9292. That's the business line. Please contact the business line. If you can text Nella, my assistant, and she'll put you down. You'll have to give your name, your contact number, and she'll put you down. Or you can send an email at info@welcomeangels.ca. She'll probably still ask you for your cell number and your information or whatever. But if you want to be on the list for 2000, the list is growing. I'm not baloneying you. It is growing already. So if you're thinking, oh, I'll see Lucy in 2019, by the time new 2019 comes, I'll probably be closer to 2020. So I'm sorry. Please don't get frustrated with me. There's a lot going on. I have a lot of clientele. Love you guys. Have a great evening, okay? And smile. Be happy. Bye.